4 a.m. this morning, and the Kenyans have thronged the stadium there, and as you can see, the legal minds are walking in. We're trying to capture, or rather try and see who is accessing the stadium there. We're expecting to see the Chief Justice, who is going to be officiating and administrating the oath of allegiance, as well as the oath of execution of office of the incoming president. This is a ceremony that is to take place between 10 and 2 p.m. But as we can see, even dignitaries are already making way. Persons are expected to be seated and settled by 10 a.m. Some of the dignitaries that are expected when it comes to heads of state so far, South Sudan President Salva Kiir has confirmed attendance. Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud too has confirmed attendance, and neighboring Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu is also going to be in attendance. We also have representatives from the South, so to speak. We're South Africa. We're going to have the Vice President attending, and Nigeria as well, the Vice President, as well as a Vice President of Iran. Malawi, Lazarus Chakwera, the President, as well as Wavel Ramakollan of Seychelles are also going to be in attendance. As we say, Kasarani here has been iconic when it comes to matters of leadership and governance for the country. In 1992, Kasarani saw the birth of multipartyism, and today again, Kenya is making history, and this is history that has been written for none other than Dr. William Ruto, the president-elect, who is going to be sworn in this mid-morning to afternoon there, having made history by being the first person in Kenyan history to make a stab at the presidency and succeeding his immediate boss or partner, if you like, outgoing President Uhuru Kenyatta in the just concluded August polls there. Dignitaries, members of the National Assembly and bicameral parliament, so to speak, are already making way to the Kasarani Stadium. As you can see there, the boys and girls in blue, so to speak, but yes, security tightened indeed. Now let's have a listen in to what is happening on ground.
Sasa tunaingia Mandera na grupu ya Mandera imeingia kwa uwanja. Wapi kelele, wapi dulu, wapi shangwe. Wakenya mliamua, hamukuamua. Wakenya mliamuka, hamukuamuka. Wakenya we take you to Safari Park, where our reporter Mwoki is also keeping tabs on activities there. Mwoki, to you, good morning.
A very good morning and welcome to this live broadcast. We're coming to you live from Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. This is just the footbridge that is at Safari Park Hotel. And of course, hundreds of people flocked the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani for the big day. This is the big day for the 5th President-elect, William Samoei Ruto. And hundreds have come to witness the swearing in of the 5th President and his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua. I'll just be having a word with some of the Kenyans here who find time. Remember, today is a public holiday, a day that has been set aside for the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Labda nizungumze na baadhi ya Wakenya hapa, waweze tueleza hisia zao ni zipi na waliweza kufika hapa mida ya saa ngapi. Labda nianze na huyu, hebu jitambulishe jina lako alafu tueleze hisia zako ni zipi leo.
Asante sana. Kwa majina naitwa Malik Kasachon. Natoka sehemu ya Kapenguria. Tumesafiri usiku kucha hadi hapa. Na tunashukuru Mungu kwa safari nzuri ambayo tumetufikia sisi hapa. Tunafurahia sana Ruto the 5th. Tumetoka mbali na hivyo ndio vile iko sasa.
Labda uliweza kufika saa ngapi hapa?
Kwa hapa tumefika kuanzia muda ya saa 10 asubuhi. Na sasa baadhi yetu wengine tumekosa kupata nafasi ndani kule kwa sababu watu wamekuwa wengi sana. Kufika saa 10 watu walikuwa washaja tayari. Na hata hivyo kuna wenzetu wako ndani, sisi wengine tuko nje, kitu tunashukuru huku angalau tushuhudie yale ambayo tulikuwa tunafuatilia.
Matarajio yako ni yapi kama Mkenya?
Mimi matarajio yangu kama Mkenya haswa ni kwamba natarajia kwamba the 5th aweze kufanya implementation ya ile agenda ambayo aliwekea Kenya. Tunajua yeye ni mtu shupavu, tunajua yeye ni mtu sharp, ataweza kufanya hii kazi. Si mtu mvivu ule bwana. Ule jamani mtu wa kujitegemea. Tunamtakia kila laheri na Mungu amlinde katika kazi yake pamoja na deputy wake.
Labda niweze kuzungumza na wengine, labda watueleze pia hisia zao. Labda hebu jitambulishe jina alafu tuambie hisia zako ni zipi leo.
Kwa majina naitwa Nicodemus. Mimi ni mwanarika to witness the inauguration of the 5th president. And we are happy. Wengine tulifika huku saa 8 usiku and we are very happy. We are here to witness this inauguration and we have great hopes and great expectations with our president. Kwanza tunataka our president, tunataka kumbuke the youth Kenya. We are unemployed and we are educated and we are lucky jobs. Then venye alisema bei ya unga iende chini, Wakenya wanateseka, wanaumia na njaa, asikose kuteremsha bei ya chakula. So we are happy and we are very happy because we know Ruto will do great. And Ruto is our president, and we are very happy that he is elected as our president of Kenya, and I will serve with dignity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Maybe I get another opinion from even the gender balance. Hemu tueleze labda uliweza kufika hapa saa ngapi?
Kwa majina naitwa Morin kutoka Gatondo, na nimefurahia sana ni kufika hapa. Tulifika mapema lakini hatungeweza kutoshea sisi wote huko, lakini tunashukuru. Ila tunasema kwa president wetu tunampenda na tupe kazi sisi kama wanayu, lakini tunakosa kazi. At least kila mtu akuwe na opportunity kidogo kidogo, na watu wenye wanasema tuko na ukabila, hakuna ukabila. Kila mtu ni mtu na tupendane sisi wote kama brother na
maybe just you can remember the president-elect tuweze kutulia labda tuweza kuzungumza na watu. Kumbuka kwamba rais mteule alisema kwamba ni bottom up na labda tusikie tu sauti ya mmoja wa
kidogo tu. Kwa jina mimi naitwa Kaisa na mimi nimesafiri kufika hapa ndio nione mheshimiwa, lakini nilichelewa kidogo juu nilikuwa natoka safari ya Kisii. Nimekuja na pikipiki hadi hapa kwa kutaka kuona mheshimiwa na macho, lakini mimi nilichelewa. Lakini nashukuru tu Mungu kwa sababu ametupea huyu mteuli mwenye atatusaidia kama sisi wenye hatuchiwezi. Na anachua ile yenye alisema bottom up asisahau. Na sisi atusaidie kama wenye tuko chini atuinue. Alisema kama una atajaribu kuona youth, sana youth. Asiache youth nyuma. Hadi nimesahau nikakuja na kiatu kingine nusu na kingine nusu. Lakini nasema kwamba kwa hiyo nasema kwa sababu nimetoka mbali na nataka kumuona live, lakini akitoka ndani nitajua nitamuona tu. Asante sana.
Mi naitwa kwa majina naitwa John Epilal. Nimetoka side ya Loitoktok. Nilikuja asubuhi mapema sana. Tulifika hapa kitu saa 10 na hatujafunguliwa. Tumekaa tu tumongoje tuone Ruto ni nani juu. Sisi tunasikianga tu Ruto lakini hatujasikia. Alafu tena sisi tumetoka mbali huko Ushago kwa Masaini ndani. Na mimi ningependa tu niseme ya kwamba ile rais wetu ambaye ametuchaguliwa atusaidie kama watu wote wananchi wa Kenya. Unajua kila mtu huwa anafanya biashara. Kama sisi tunafanya biashara ya ng'ombe, tunauza ng'ombe, alafu tena ng'ombe zimeisha. Tunaona saa hii kiangazi imesidi. Na tunasema tunapongeza sana, tunasema asante, Mungu abariki. Mungu abariki nchi yetu na pamoja na wasala wetu. Asanteni.
Amen. Labda wa mwisho labda.
Haya wewe tulikuwa tunaongelea mimi pole tu. Kwa majina sorry. Sema. Kwa majina naitwa Joseph Koyo Moshai. Na mimi ni mtu wa Nduthi. Nimefanya na motorbike zaidi ya miaka 2. Lakini last year tulipigwa vita sana watu wa Nduthi. Na sasa Kenya tunaomba ya kwamba Ruto ukiingia enyewe tupunguzie mafuta. Alafu watu wa Nduthi tao tunasumbuliwa sana. Tuingie town, tunaingia town tunashikwa na si pia tunatafutia familia zetu.
Well, indeed, those are the sounds and that sights at the Kasarani Stadium. That is just as the Safaricom flyover. But what you're actually seeing are the legal minds and also dignitaries accessing the Kasarani Stadium. We understand that President of Uganda, that is Kaguta Yoweri Museveni, he's on his way to the stadium. Then that is as per his official Twitter account. While President of Rwanda there, that is Paul Kagame, flew into the country yesterday evening. We are expecting them to be among the 20 heads of states that have confirmed attendance for this inauguration ceremony there. Quite a representation there. We also have, we're expecting the president of Burundi, Evariste, there to show up any minute from now. As per what is required is at 10 a.m., dignitaries, members of the public to have sat down and settled, maybe for entertainment. And what you're seeing is a team of women from Mazera there who have been entertaining crowds at the Kasarani Stadium. This is already full to the brim. And as you've heard from one of the Kenyans who actually got onto his bike, he has not told us at what point he left Kisii County all the way to Nairobi to just have a glimpse of the president-elect, Dr. William Ruto. I don't know how far Kisii is, but definitely it is not as close. And those who come, we have those who come from Kisii here and that want to take, maybe they can tell us, sorry, how far is Kisii, and would you hop onto a bike to actually come and be part of history?
Definitely, I won't hop onto a bike, but Kisii is just close to 300 kilometers away, so it's possible to do a bike ride. If you do like a consistent 5 to 6 hours, you can be in Nairobi.
So if this person was already there by 6 a.m., if those are 6 hours, they started their journey at close to midnight?
Yes.
Also introducing our other guest to join this panel this morning on KBC Channel 1, where we're giving you special coverage of this auspicious occasion, is none other than Henry Kurauka. From what you have heard, Henry Kurauka, now that you have joined us, expectations of Kenyans are quite rife, and the conversation is centering around at least 3 main things. The high cost of living. They want the food prices to come down with immediate effect. If I can take you back to what they said in Bungoma, is that when the president lifts the Bible, takes the oath, and actually he puts the Bible down, they want the prices of unga to come down. How feasible is this going to be?
Yes, thank you very much. It is true, there are very high expectations. Of course, we all want a fair economy because our cost of living is very high. We are expecting the new government to reduce fuel prices, to reduce food prices, and the basic needs prices. We also expect so many people to access credit and to be removed from the CRBs. Secondly, we expect the new government to tackle a number of other issues.
Well, it seems that we are not getting you loud and clear. Maybe, Troy, you can take it away as we just see Nairobi Governor Sakaja also joining the number of Kenyans who have gone to be part and parcel.
Yes, indeed. Nairobi Governor is one of the expected guests, bearing in mind that, as Engineer talked about, Nairobi is one of the counties that is being looked at very keenly in regards to the ascension of power. And there is something that I was able to pick up from Deputy President-elect Rigathi Gachagua in regards to his work. And I believe it's a KBC journalist who asked about the relationship, a working relationship that they're supposed to have. And I would like to reel in the lawyers first, because I believe there's some aspect of the law involved here. The duties of the Deputy President as enshrined in the Constitution is, one, to be the principal assistant of the President, and secondly, any other duties as directed by the President. Indeed, the President-elect did talk about an executive order number 1 that will be able to give the Deputy President his roles or the work that he's supposed to do. And there we've had something that maybe will come up a little bit later. The Deputy President-elect talking about having the President has already has given him duties, and he's talking about a lot of duties. How is the executive order, and how far can you stretch it? We've seen a number of executive orders by the President in regards to the Deputy President's role as enshrined in the Constitution. Rauka Gishore?
Yes, thank you for that question. You see, Bentroy, the aspect of the Deputy President being the number 2 position is whereby the President has more powers, and he should be able to allocate some powers today. That has gone, as the Deputy President-elect Gachagua has indicated, that he has a sense that he has already been assigned so much roles, which is actually threatening, if I may quote him, that he will be able to do, but he also admitted he's a workaholic, he will be able to do them. There is no, the Constitution has been very clear that it's the President to assign roles. I think from this swearing in, you can see a couple of presidents have sent their deputies, which is a very special occasion. This is an example of some of the assignments where you are sent to other countries to represent the President and your country at large, to, of course, be able to communicate whatever your president or whatever your country, and be able to negotiate on behalf of your country. That is a very important and distinct role. I think at some point we saw even the Deputy President, the now President-elect, was sent to one of the conferences, I think either in Davos, and he negotiated, and it came to Kenya. You know, that's a momentous occasion. So for this arrangement to work, I think the Deputy President and the President-elect have decided that the President is going to assign specific roles through a presidential order, so that once he does that, now it's officially known that docket or whatever docket which will be in that particular communication will officially be handled by the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, or Rick G, as people have started calling him in Twitter. So that is something we are looking forward to see what that particular executive order would be entailing, and we forever will know those are his responsibilities. But remember, Bentro, an executive order can also be amended. I think the outgoing President, Uhuru Kenyatta, did that a lot. Every other time you could do an executive order, and a few months down the line you also could again do another one which amends the earlier one. So we hope the roles which will be assigned to the Deputy President will be static to the level that they are things which he can be able to conduct and be able to do, so that he can also build trust for Kenyans and the things which are dear to his heart. I think he's talked about poverty, which he grew up in, and we're hoping to see him being assigned some of those roles to actually help them start the economy and have people in Kenya have money in their pockets, which I think he has passionately talked about. Thank you, Ben.
Indeed, and perhaps to bring the ball on this other side and looking at the issues that we are facing as Kenyans, look at the fuel prices. They are determined outside Africa. So anything happening, and especially the war in Ukraine, affects what is happening right here in the country. How do we get our own based solutions? Because looking at the oil, cooking oil, is largely dependent on the prices maybe in Ukraine, because one of the biggest producers of sunflower and oil. But unfortunately, if anything happens outside Africa, we don't have our own remedies for our own. And indeed, based on the fuel subsidy, which as economists have talked about, it's not quite useful and it doesn't reach the intended target. How do we have our own home-based solutions? The drought that we have, countries in the Gulf, it's more dry than here in Kenya, but unfortunately here in Kenya we have people who are even dying because of hunger.
One thing we need to realize is that we are in a global economy, that whatever happens either in the region or overseas will always affect us. But also that presents an opportunity for us, because given that there is that close relationship between what happens in Kenya with our neighbors, with other overseas countries, we can also take advantage of that. Africa is a big continent. There is a lot of untapped potential within Africa. So some of these things we are bringing from China, from Asia, from America, we can be able to produce them within the African market and start trading with each other. So I think COVID gave us that window of opportunity to realize that we can be locked out of the entire global economy, but if we're able to have capacity to produce within ourselves, then we can be able to take care of ourselves. So if we can be able to leverage on the progress that we have made as an economy in Kenya in terms of industrialization and start using that to influence manufacturing, food production just within Kenya and also within the region, we can have that kind of reduction in terms of the cost expectation. Remember, a company like Bidco had some time back contracted farmers in Uganda to plant palm oil so that we can stop relying on palm oil from Malaysia. There was this suggestion of soya beans being planted in Kenya so that we can also start relying on soya beans produced here. So that opportunity is there. What has lacked is a political will to drive that narrative. So we need more of inward thinking in terms of how we can increase production for some of those things that we are spending a lot in terms of sourcing. And William Ruto has alluded to that we need to start producing more, and there will be a lot of investment so that we can also save ourselves on the foreign exchange.
All right, and as you can see on your screen there, split screen of what is happening in Kasarani. You have some people dancing there, and let's listen into the sights and sounds from Kasarani.
Accessing the Kasarani Stadium, and as captured by the dailies as well as KBC Channel 1 there, she's been quoted saying that she totally believes that the son is going to deliver on the promises he made. Let's see if we can get the sound there.
Amelinda sisi, ameinua sisi paka pale sisi huko sasa.
Several times saying that she's confident that her son, that is President-elect William Ruto, who is going to be taking an oath of office in not too long, is going to deliver. Let's have a listen into more of what Kasarani has to offer.
asante sana. Wapi kelele wewe? Ataendelea kidogo tu, tangazo moja tu. Waandishi wa habari wote walio kwenye uwanja, mnaomba tafadhali muweze kwenda kwenye mahali mmetengewa. Kuna bendera ambayo mnaiona kwenye mkono wangu wa kulia. Tafadhali twende tusimame hapo ndo tupangwe tafadhali.
Kindly, members of the fourth estate, let us go to where the flags are. Behind the flags, we would like to have where you've been designated, tafadhali. Kwa hivyo tunaomba members of the fourth estate, kindly let's move towards that as we continue with the entertainment. We'd like to clear the field as we get ready to begin the occasion and the ceremony for today. So kindly let us clear the field immediately. All members of the fourth estate, tafadhali, to so get to where the flags are so that we can proceed. Tafadhali.
Well, as you can see, the MC there calling the stadium to order. It is exactly 9:38, so shy of 28 minutes, 22 minutes there to go, where everyone should be settled to give room for further entertainment now officially taking place at the center of the stadium there. And as you can see, this is the dais where we're going to have the deputy president-elect as well as the president-elect, as well as their spouses and the Chief Justice also going to sit as the ceremony kicks off. You're also seeing a few representatives of the judiciary. Remember, this is the oath of allegiance as well as the oath of it's called execution of the presidency. Some of the two oaths that President-elect there, Dr. William Ruto, is going to be swearing into to just usher in an era of his new administration. We are scattered across the country, including Bungoma, including Kilifi, Uasin Gishu County, and just to monitor the field. But as you can see from the pictures on your screen, it's quite a momentous occasion there. Dressed in the party colors, UDA, you can see women. And I like what earlier we heard from the Secretary General UDA there and nominated Senator there, Veronica Maina, saying that among her expectations is that once the cabinet lineup is actually out, that we're going to have at least 50% of representation that is women. And we say it's a patriarchal society, but the way things are looking, it's not just Kenya alone. The future is indeed female. Those are just sights and scenes. Kenyans arrived as early as 2 a.m. It's already filled to capacity, and anytime right from now, we're going to be witnessing the live performances as scheduled by the MC's card there to entertain crowds that are eagerly anticipating the arrival of President-elect William Ruto. A majority of them have left their businesses. Yes, it is a public. Yes, you can see there. We assume that is a dad and the son donned in the party colors, UDA there, and a flag there to go, coming to witness this moment in history there. I don't know if a majority of you have ever attended these public gatherings while you were growing up. I personally only did once when we were performing for the then President Moi there, but after that I've not had the time to actually go for entertainment and patriotism. I don't know, Ben Troy, have you ever attended this ceremony, Well, yes, you're not a journalist,
Yes, and even you remember back in the late 80s, we used to do we were donning the Kenyan flags, and then we were making some PEs, so to say, donned in colors, making some figurative things like more or less like household equipment for Moi at the Moi Stadium in Embu back in primary school. And even if we were not able to go there, we were waiting for him at the roadside. You do remember? And he always had a bag of goodies. If you remember, always had a bag of goodies back then, just to underscore how the presidents and the primary schools and schools as well are quite in sync when it comes to national events. Kids are quite elated in such events as well.
Now, as you can see on your screen, I understand this, whenever there's a ceremony within the Kalenjin community, this is what they don on. It's a bit of grass, so to speak. I'm not too sure, Dr. Rotich, maybe you can tell us what we are seeing. For me, from where I sit, I'm seeing grass. What is that?
Regina, this is a sacred tree that is used in ceremonies. Ceremonies, which are very, very important ceremonies, like circumcision. During circumcision, you see such a plant. During marriage, you see such a plant. Big ceremonies like this one. So it signifies the sanctity of the ceremony itself. Mm-hmm. It is a very, very important kind of tree-like, and it is in our ceremonies, and we do adore it as a sacred tree.
A sacred tree, yes, from where we said
that signifies the cleanliness of the whole ceremony itself.
Now, those are pictures. Dr. Ari, thank you for that clarification. We thought they were grass, but now that's
no, they are not grass.
Now, these are pictures that are coming to you live from Karen. This is Deputy President's residence, but now that is where the President-elect has been, or rather is domiciled, but after today, he is definitely transiting into State House. What you're seeing on screen there is Ababu Namwamba as well as Davis Chichur there having a conversation. We expect like 25 minutes to 12 or 35 there. The president is going to be making way to Kasarani Stadium. Now we take you to the CBD with Austin there, our very own, to just bring us up to speed with activities within the CBD. To you, Austin, good morning.
Thank you so much. We are coming to you live from the Nairobi Central Business District. We are at the Kenyatta Avenue roundabout, and we would like to get a number of views from Kenyans here, their views about this whole swearing in and what they expect for the upcoming administration that is going to be led by Dr. William Samoei Ruto. I could start with you, sir. We are currently live on KBC Channel 1. Introduce yourself and share with us your view.
Yes, mimi naitwa Patrick Oroni. So nafurahia kwa siku ya leo hiyo sharing ya President William Ruto, na matarajio yetu kubwa ni ile kuona amedeliver hiyo manifesto yake. Hiyo tu ndio kitu, hiyo ndio matarajio yetu makubwa kwa siku ya leo.
Absolutely.
Haya, asante.
Thank you. If you could share with us your name and your expectations for the upcoming administration.
My name is Peter Njoroge Mbwenje, and I have high hopes with Dr. Samoei William Ruto, because one, I'm a border rider.